Hello, I'm Tammy Holland with the Institute for Excellence in Mental Health at the University of Texas at Austin. We are proud to sponsor an exciting training opportunity coming up in June. It is called the Collaborative and Proactive Solutions Training with Dr. Ross Greene. Dr. Greene is the originator of the CPS model, as described in his influential books, The Explosive Child, Lost at School, Lost and Found, and Raising Human Beings. He also developed and executive produced the documentary film The Kids We Lose, released in 2018. Dr. Greene served on the faculty of Harvard Medical School for over 20 years and is now the founding director of the nonprofit Lives in the Balance. Here with me is Dr. Greene to tell us a little bit about the CPS model and why this training opportunity is so vital.
Standard ways of helping kids tend to be focused on a kid's concerning behavior and trying to modify it, perhaps by teaching and reteaching replacement behaviors and rewarding them, perhaps by punishing behaviors that we believe are undesirable. But in the CPS model, we view a kid's concerning behavior as simply their frustration response or the means by which the kid is communicating that they're having difficulty meeting certain expectations. And in the CPS model, we are focused on those expectations that the kid is having difficulty meeting, not the concerning behaviors that are being caused by those unmet expectations. Rewarding and punishing aren't very good at helping kids meet those expectations. I should mention that in the CPS model, we call those unmet expectations unsolved problems. And so we are much more oriented toward interventions that are going to solve those problems than interventions that are oriented toward modifying the behaviors that are being caused by them. So there goes discipline referrals and detentions and suspensions and expulsions and paddling and restraints and seclusions. In this model, you are solving the problems that are causing the behaviors so that we don't find ourselves in the heat of the moment with kids, doing things in the heat of the moment that have no hope of solving the problems that have been getting in the way for these kids for a very long time. Here's the good news. It's only unsolved problems that cause a kid's concerning behavior. Solved problems don't. In the CPS model, caregivers are problem solvers. Well, as I've just said, those practices don't turn out to be very effective at solving the problems that are causing a kid's concerning behaviors. Punitive exclusionary disciplinary practices tend to be cut from the behavior modification mode or mold. They're not problem-solving strategies. Those punitive exclusionary disciplinary practices, the research is starting to accumulate on the harm done by those practices. And here's what's interesting. We're still using a lot of those practices and often have very little to show for it. And now we know why. Those practices don't solve any of the problems that are causing kids' concerning behavior in the first place. We have nothing to lose by shifting over to assessment practices that help us identify the unsolved problems rather than the concerning behaviors. You already know what the kids' concerning behaviors are. You don't need to fill out another checklist for that. And help caregivers learn how to solve those problems collaboratively, meaning with the full involvement of the kid. Imagine that. And proactively, meaning not in the heat of the moment. We find that when we help caregivers identify a kid's unsolved problems, the kid becomes very predictable. Those unsolved problem is only a surprise the first time it happens. So this is actually a very predictable kid, and that means that intervention can be almost exclusively proactive, not reactive. A lot of those punitive exclusionary disciplinary practices we've been applying to these kids, not only are they not working, they're reactive. Late. In this model, You're going to be proactive early. What we do is we have caregivers using an instrument that we've developed called the assessment of skills and unsolved problems. Those of you who are accustomed to doing a functional behavior assessment may be starting to think, wait a minute, if we're not supposed to be primarily focused on the kid's behavior, then why are we still doing a functional behavior assessment? Well, you can still do your functional behavior assessment, but the assessment of skills and unsolved problems, the instrument, is going to write your functional behavior assessment for you. It's actually going to write your IEP for you, but it's not going to be focused on the kid's concerning behavior. It's going to be focused on the problems that are causing the kid's concerning behavior. Then we can prioritize those unsolved problems, because a lot of the kids that people are thinking about right now are going to have a lot of unsolved problems. That's because unsolved problems tend to accumulate when they neither get identified nor solved, and they don't get identified or solved if we're focused on the kid's concerning behavior and trying to modify it. That's how. We're going to get you out of the heat of the moment, and the assessment of skills and unsolved problems is a very big part of helping people do that. You've already heard one of them. I haven't said it explicitly, but it's don't be late. So much of what we train caregivers to do, so much of structures in a lot of schools are oriented toward what we should do once a kid is already becoming escalated, once a kid has already had difficulty meeting a particular expectation, once the kid has already done something we didn't want them to do. Late, late, and late. And not particularly effective, but that's a lot of how people get trained. So this isn't personal. This is just about training. In this model, we're going to get you out of the heat of the moment. We're going to teach you how to be early. As you've already heard, the assessment of skills and unsolved problems is a very big part of that. Don't be late. The other big mantra is ask the kid. And this refers to the fact that when you are solving problems with kids, you are doing it not only proactively, but also collaboratively. The name of the model, collaborative and proactive solutions. Collaboratively meaning that your number one source of information on what's making it hard for a kid to meet a particular expectation is the kid. I know a lot of us adults think we're supposed to figure that stuff all on our own. You're not. So I'm always telling caregivers, it's not your job to know what's getting in the kid's way. It's your job to know how to find out, which is what we help people learn how to do in this model. But ask the kid also applies to the solutions that we come up with. Us adults, we think it's our job to know what to do. We think it's our job to know what the solution is. And often that causes us to impose those solutions on kids. This is solving problems collaboratively. We are not only asking the kid what's making it hard for them to meet a particular expectation, we are also engaging them fully in the process of figuring out what the solution is going to be. Ask the kid, don't be late. In this model, people learn how.